All right, welcome. Here I am with Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
And we're going to hear a bit about you. First, just tell us a bit about who you are, what you do.
Yep. At the moment, I live in the UK, but I'm from Australia, from Sydney originally. I've been doing a PhD over here and just finished, which is great, big relief. And heading back home in 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So excited about that.
Excellent, just in time for summer.
That's right.
Tom, tell us about your Greek experience before coming to Seamus U classes.
Yeah, so I first did Greek at Theological College, and that was a while ago now, probably over 10 years ago now. And that was good. I had a good experience with it, but I found it very hard. I find learning paradigms and vocab lists and all that sort of stuff, it's not the most fun thing in the world, and a bit hard. I did that. I did that for 4 years. And then I was in parish ministry for a while. So my Greek continued in terms of prepping for sermons and that sort of stuff, but I wasn't improving in any way or even probably staying on par with where I was at. And then when I came to start my PhD, I had to kind of kick back into gear with my Greek again. Yeah.
What's your PhD in?
Yeah, so my PhD is in New Testament Greek, my focus was on characterization in the Gospel of John. So even though I was definitely dealing with the Greek, especially in terms of John, yeah, it was more of a narrative approach. So
you've done three classes at Seamus U, and what tipped you over the edge to come and do classes with me?
Yeah, well, there were two things, I think. So the first was I wanted to improve my Greek. So when I started the PhD, I was looking at Greek outside of the New Testament, and that was the first time seriously that I was doing that. And it really opened my eyes to how much I was just sort of reliant on what I already knew in the New Testament. It made me want to improve my Greek and get to a point one day where I'll be able to read more widely. So that was a big motivation for me, just wanting to improve my own Greek. And then I became very interested in different ways of learning Greek. So where I'm studying, there's a bunch of guys who were really into theories about comprehensible input, yeah, some of the guys who work for Duolingo as well are over here. So it was great talking to them, and that sort of sent me down a rabbit hole of looking into this stuff online, where I found you and your blog, and I thought, oh, I know Seamus. So that was a nice surprise to see that you're sort of kind of at the forefront of all of this. Yeah, that made me want to get in touch and see if I could do some work with you. The other upside personally for me was just that because I'm on the other side of the world, the classes were like at midnight, which meant I actually could slot in the time to
They're unlikely
get it done.
They're unlikely to conflict with other obligations.
Exactly. I was a complete zombie during the classes,
I think that's a pro and a con for students I have in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes. And so also you took the humble step of coming into my 101 class, which not everyone does. How was that experience?
No, I think it was really good. I think for starters, I was trying to do something that I'd never done before, which is to speak Greek. And it wasn't just speaking Greek, it was also trying to recall Greek to my mind and produce it. And that was something I hadn't really done before. I was used to reading it and seemed to be okay, at least in the New Testament, in doing that. But it was a very different experience. So I was very happy to sort of start from the beginning in that sense, and certainly didn't find that I was wasting my time or anything like that. It was good to start from the beginning. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. What could someone else who is thinking about coming and taking classes with me, what could they expect? What would be your advice to them?
Advice. I think especially someone from sort of my background, who's done a bit of Greek, especially the grammar translation model, expect that it'll be different and still challenging. I think, at least it was for me. Maybe it won't be for anyone else, but I think that's helpful. Just helpful expectations that you won't be picking it up and speaking Greek straight away, and so just expect that it'll be difficult. I think the other thing for me, or one of the big things that I had to get used to, was being okay with not being good at this.
Yep.
In one sense, it was almost a little embarrassing, really, to feel like, oh, I'm not very good at this. And I think it's just that humility of having your weaknesses exposed, but that's how we learn, and that's how we get better. So just being okay with that. The other big thing that I found is the importance of putting in the prep time, I think. So doing the PhD alongside this, and I was trying to finish the PhD this year. There were definitely times where I couldn't put in as much prep time. And I found that the more time I spent just reading Greek, the more I got out of the classes themselves. So yeah, that simple kind of what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah. Good. What would you say has been the outcome for you after three terms? So it's not only 30 hours really.
Yeah,
class time, but what's
it's interesting. It hasn't been a huge amount, I guess, when you think about it, of time. It's felt like quite a bit, but I think I've seen some really great outcomes already. It's certainly, for one thing, I think it's really helped me in being able to come to a passage and just start reading, and not to think about reading Greek in really kind of atomized chunks of verses and breaking it down, but just reading a long part. So it's really encouraged me to just pick up my Greek New Testament and read, and I've really enjoyed that and found that I'm much better at that, even after just three terms of doing it. I found it's really helped and helped me there. So that's been really great. I was surprised at how quickly I did pick up being able to understand what you were saying, and being able to sort of listen, if not very good at speaking, but at least hearing what you're saying. That came across pretty good. I think it's also just really opened my eyes to the opportunities in terms of pedagogy and how different ways that we can learn and teach Greek as well. So I'm very much on board with the idea that what's needed is comprehensible input, and I think the application of that will look different in different contexts and with different people. But yeah, I think just as much exposure as possible to Greek, and easy Greek as well. That's something I've really taken away from it. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you in class, and
thank you.
Look forward to welcoming you back to our sunny country.
Yeah, I can't wait. I just want to say also, I think you're a fantastic teacher, Seamus, as well. That was a big highlight. So I'd really recommend anyone else to check out your classes. I've really enjoyed them.
Excellent. Thanks.